Hello friends, how are you? My name is Dr. Heather Cardin and I'm coming to you live from Ask Dr. Heather in my kitchen. So enjoying the beautiful, amazing sunlight. Sorry if it's a bit bright, but today is day 6 of our challenge, getting the detox artificial stuff out of your house. If I had a penny for every time I was asked, does this count for my water every day? I might be having my own channel. I don't know. Anyway, really what that means if you are brand new to Ask Dr. Heather, I am a healthcare professional. I've been practicing for 20 years, a little bit over 20 years, co-owner of Cardin Center for Wellness. I practice a very functional style of medicine where we actually focus on food first as a platform, then stress, then the nervous system. So on my 10-day challenge, getting the fake and artificial stuff out of your house, this is meant to be super simple, easy tips that you can simply do exchanges and get them right out of your house. So hopefully you guys saw the information about toothpaste, how toxic it is, maybe deodorant, how much money we spend our entire lifetime on deodorant, things that are toxic, pesticides that actually can cause things like cancer and other type of autoimmune diseases. Well, today's very simple. This probably should have been day 1, but it is water. I do have my patients bring in food charts. Oftentimes they'll write down what they're drinking. They're like, well, that counts for water. Surely that counts for water. Surely this counts for water. Surely this counts for water. So I'll tell you what I'm holding up. Oftentimes I simply say, would you wash your body in that water? Would you wash your body in LaCroix? It's a sparkling water. It says all natural, all natural, all natural, no calories, no carbs, no fat. Would you wash your body in that? The answer is no. What about, I think this is sparkling mineral water. It's water. Does it count towards my water? The answer is no, because when we're talking about water, we are talking about good old-fashioned water that you would actually drink and put in your mouth. So we know that we need to have about a half an ounce of water per body pound. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need 100 ounces of water. No, you don't get to count things like this. And this is a funny story. My youngest son just turned 16. So in Kansas, that means he gets to drive where he wants to go before 9 o'clock. So he ran over to his friend's house and started raiding the refrigerator to get these things for me because I don't have them in my house. I'm actually raiding the glass recycling for some of these things. So some of them I had to borrow. So very simply said, we need a half an ounce per body pound of water. We know that we can go about 3 days without water. That's it. That's how important water is to our body. We know about 80% of us are dehydrated. So when we're talking about getting the fake and artificial stuff out, I definitely don't want to count this, even though aloe vera juice can be very healthy, and even though it's mostly water, this doesn't count in your water intake. LaCroix, sparkling waters, Perrier, mineral water does not count in there. If I didn't make tea today, but if you're drinking herbal tea, even if it's decaf, I got some Smooth Move tea, even if it's organic, does not count in your daily allowance of water. So when you're drinking water, we simply want water, whether it's reverse osmosis, whether it's filtered off your refrigerator, whether it's Kangen water. Water is water. It's not sparkling, it's not fizzy, it's not that, it's just flat, just like it runs in the creek. I'm not gonna pull it down. So when you're thinking about water, this is the challenge. Make sure that you are drinking half your body's weight in water. I wanted to combine that with energy because we hear all the time, or I hear all the time, because I talk with people all the time about food, that, well, I had 16 ounces of coffee, that has to count towards my water. Actually, things that contain caffeine can be very dehydrating. You actually have to add more water than that standard formula if you're drinking things with caffeine. So people will say, well, I had organic coffee, that has to be good because I put my really good water with it. Doesn't that count as water? No, it doesn't count towards your water. You actually have to have extra. So speaking of that, we wanted to secondly talk about energy because people are super confused about energy. And I thought about this as my son and his friends started bringing things to my house, that we're super confused about energy. Energy at the biological term, chemical term, is ATP. Adenosine triphosphate. That's what our body uses for energy. So we eat food, things like sardines, things like nuts and seeds. Our body breaks them down either into glucose or ketones. Then our body further breaks them down into ATP, which our body uses for energy. So energy, and people get super confused. Oh, I'm tired, I need some caffeine. Energy doesn't come like this. and energy doesn't come in a big tub. I started pulling stuff around my house. Energy definitely does not come in this. I know it says energy, and someone may say, but it says 5-hour energy. It's marketing. This is not energy. This is something that can tax your adrenals out, tax your body out, dehydrate you very quickly. And even talking about, this is just a really great brand of tea. It still is not energy for my body. We get energy from ATP, from healthy fats that we actually break down. Things like sardines. And yes, I'm going to talk about it, things like ketones. That's why I'm so excited about ketones. I want to talk about them for a minute today because number one, we have to have water. It is essential for our life. We know we can, again, go only 2 or 3 days, maybe 3 without having water. And we can go several days without having energy, but we know the type of energy, carbohydrate versus ketones, definitely affects our body and how we feel. So I do want to shout out today that there is a 25% off on Prove It's Ketones. I am happy to share the information with you. Just send me a message and I'll let you know how you can have a little bit of fun Christmas in July and save 25% on an amazing drink that I absolutely endorse. When you start looking at the other things on my table, this again is borrowed from a friend's refrigerator, not be found in my house. And again, when people saying, hey, well, I'm drinking like coconut milk, does not count for water. It is a good option, but does not count for water. And the same as even if you're saying, well, I have all natural caffeine, all natural coffee, all natural this, these are stimulants. There are a lot of health benefits to caffeine in moderation. There's also a lot of detrimental health benefits when it's done in excess. So tachycardia, insomnia, stress, anxiety from excess caffeine, which can even come in this. People say, well, there's no artificial coloring in there. It's not carameled, you know, it's not blue, it's not red. There's still a lot of artificial stuff in there. So when we're talking about energy for our body, it is water, 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 specifically water that we drink. It can be out of your tap, it can be out of your filter, but it's definitely not bubbly and it's definitely not colored. And then again, we're talking about energy. That is ATP that our body makes from it. The superior energy for our body is in the form of ketones, which comes from healthy fats. If you eat sardines, which I don't, these are my husband's breakfast or lunch sometimes. It definitely comes in this, something that's all natural. It's called ketones. It's an energy source that our body can use. Ketones have more ATP, which is that energy for our body, than things like glucose or other things have. So hopefully this is our challenge, day 6. Go right now, go to your cupboard, go to your refrigerator, go see what you have in there that may be a colored juice, maybe it's a juice box, maybe it's some Crystal Light. I shouldn't be naming brands, but I am. Maybe you have a bunch of this fizzy stuff in here. Put it downstairs in your basement refrigerator for a party later. Don't have it during the day because those things actually alter our digestive process. With that being said, tomorrow night's hot topic that you all voted on is going to be gut health, and I'm going to focus on candida and hydrochloric acid. I'll post that here in a couple hours, but tomorrow, 7:30, Ask Dr. Heather live talk on our NutriTalk, which kind of do like Netflix, Nutriflex, that kind of thing, is going to be on gut health because you guys asked. So get your friends and get your relatives ready because 7:30 tomorrow night on this Facebook page, Ask Dr. Heather, we'll be talking about gut health, what you're putting in here, what's going out, what it looks like when it goes out, and why it may look like that, and what some healthy options are that you can do to help balance out your own gut health. I know it's a confusing topic that people are always trying to self-help themselves and get themselves actually in a bigger mess, so to speak, trying to take things that someone, you know, shared or do this or do that. But again, we're going to talk all about gut health, all about gas, all about poop tomorrow, and we're going to just tie that in a little bit with candida because I'm getting lots of questions about candida albicans, systemic yeast, and a little bit tied in with hydrochloric acid. So cannot wait to visit with you guys tomorrow. We'll be about 20 minutes or so or 30 minutes depending on your questions about gut health. Today, I want to say cheers. If it's not clear and it's water, don't drink it. Again, the other thing I'd say you could drink is, yes, you can have organic coffee in moderation, 1 to 1.5 cups a day. Not your cup would not be, this is a stainless steel. So again, this is not one size of a coffee cup, and 8 ounces that appropriate size of coffee. You can absolutely have once a day, just don't have it later in the afternoon. And when you're buying coffee, make sure it's organic, but that is a stimulant. It does help immobilize triglycerides, does give you some energy, but energy again is ATP, which actually is broken down from glucose and from ketones. Energy for your body is ATP. Won't be a test, but I do want to say goodbye right now. I do want you to run over to your refrigerator, your pantry, and start getting that stuff ready to go. If you've got excess of something, like whether it's Kool-Aid or whether it's canned soda, bottled soda, whatever that stuff is, get it in a bag, go donate it somewhere, some church, some shelter, and let them have some of those things that those people might be missing. But I want you right now to get out of your house. That is day 6 of our challenge. I'm going to say cheers to you and enjoy your water. Have a great day.